Hello, Watershed family. You just finished reading what happens to Jesus after his Last Supper with his disciples. He goes with them to a familiar place, the place where he had gone after he had taught in the temple each day, to the Garden of Gethsemane. And here, he tells his disciples to sit and wait, and he takes Peter, James, and John with him a little farther, and he asks them to watch and to look out and to stand guard with him. And he tells them, he says, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me." What he means by even to death is that he is so filled with sorrow that the sorrow itself could kill him. Now, why is Jesus so sad? He's come to the point where now it's time to make the ultimate sacrifice. And this isn't just a sacrifice of his life. This is going to be a sacrifice where Jesus, for the first and only time, is going to be separated from his Father, from the Holy Spirit, from the wonderful communion that he has always enjoyed in that relationship. He is going to be utterly and completely alone, avalanched by the full weight of the sin of humanity. That, along with the physical torture that he's going to undergo at the hands of the Roman soldiers, not just in the whips, but on the cross itself. And what he does is he goes to pray. And his first prayer is this: "My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." And then he goes to check on his disciples, maybe to see what they were doing, maybe to see if there's some glimmer of hope that they're going to be faithful in this moment. But what he finds instead is his friends asleep. They cannot even stay up to pray with him for even 1 hour, for even a short period of time. Here, their teacher, their Lord, is in anguish to the point of death. They know he's told them he's going to be crucified. He's going to be betrayed, and they cannot even stay awake long enough to pray for him. And so Jesus tells them, watch and pray so that you don't fall into temptation. And he goes back to pray to the Father again. And if you read it very carefully, I encourage you to go back and read his first prayer and his second prayer again, because they're different. And it's slight in the language, but it's huge in its meaning. The first time he prays, "Father, if it is possible, let this anguish, this sorrow, this journey, this road pass from me. Yet not my will, but yours." The second time he prays, "My Father, if this cannot pass, unless I drink it, your will be done." Jesus' language has completely changed. He's acknowledged the fact that there is no other way. He sees the brokenness of humanity in his disciples and the fact that they cannot even stay awake with their Lord and pray for him. And he knows that there is no hope for humanity unless he goes to the cross. The disciples show us by their example of sin, by their example of fallenness, by their inability to do what it is their Savior has asked them to do, a small thing. He knows now that there is no avoiding the cross, that his time has come, and he willingly lays his life down for us and does the will of the Father. For people who cannot even watch to see if soldiers are coming for him. For people who cannot even bother themselves to pray for him in his darkest hour, we leave him utterly alone in the garden to pray in his darkest hour, utterly alone to watch out for himself, for the betrayer, and for the soldiers to come. Guys, that is the love of our Savior. And my challenge to you is that you really ask yourself and challenge yourself to join the journey with Jesus, to walk the journey with Jesus, to, in this season, as we study this story, not to gloss over it like you've read it 1,000 times, but to actually enter into the story with Jesus and not leave him alone. Because we have something the disciples didn't have in that moment. We had the Spirit, we had the saving work of Jesus Christ. And because of him, we are no longer hopeless. Let us stay awake in the garden with Jesus and pray with him. May you be blessed as you continue your study today.